Okay, this one's for the woman who handles everything, the one everybody leans on, the one who remembers the appointments, who carries the invisible load, who holds the family together, the job, the household, and is somehow the one who's always making sure that everyone else is okay. If that's you, here's something you don't hear nearly enough. So, the reason you can't seem to get better, the reason your body won't bounce back no matter what you try, might be the exact thing that everyone's praising you for. So, let's talk about it honestly. You know the role, right? You're the dependable one. You're the one who gets the call when something goes wrong. You keep every plate spinning in the air. You track everyone's needs in the back of your mind so nothing drops. Think of a house. You are the load bearing wall of the house. Everyone leans on you. The whole structure, it relies on you. And here's the thing about a load bearing wall. Nobody ever inspects it. Nobody cares if it's cracking because as long as the house is standing, they assume that that wall is fine. And you let them assume it because holding everyone up is just who you are. So you'll look, you'll just look like you've got everything together, that everything's going the way it is. You'll book everyone's appointments, you'll skip your own, you'll feed everyone, you'll forget to eat, you'll pour into your kids, you'll pour into your partner, your team, your parents, and at the end of the day, there's nothing left. And you made a quiet peace with running on empty. But that wall has been carrying the load for years. And walls that carry too much for too long without anyone ever checking, they don't announce it. Okay. They actually just crack quietly from the inside. And I'll tell you guys, this is one that I personally struggle with myself. It's how I can recognize it so well, okay? Because it's easy when you like being the person that people rely on. It's easy when you love pouring into other people. It's easy when there's like you feel good about taking care of everybody else in your life. But the longer that goes on, that you continue to quietly ignore yourself, the more you start to fall apart. And I think about that every time a woman tells me she's fine, because fine is what a load bearing wall says right up until it's not. Okay. In fact, I have a friend who says fine represents effed up, insecure, neurotic, and emotional. And sometimes I think we are all at that point when we say we're fine, right? All right. Here's what we don't say out loud. Most of us were taught, plainly or just kind of by absorbing it, that a good woman takes care of everything else first, that putting yourself last is a kind of value, that there's like, it's something noble to be the one that never says what she needs and never takes. One woman, one of my clients, she put it to me perfectly. She said, we're so taught to take care of everybody else and to not take care of ourselves. So we wear like depletion like a badge, like we're almost proud of how much we carry. And think about it, you sit with your girlfriends and you're like, oh well, I did all this, and the next one's like, oh yeah, well I did all this and I'm so exhausted, and I do this and I'm so exhausted. But here's the thing, your body does not read your self-sacrifice as noble. Sorry, it doesn't. It reads it as a threat. It doesn't know that you're being a devoted mother or an indispensable leader. It only knows that the demands never stop. The rest never comes, and there's never a moment that it's allowed to stand down. And to your body, that's not virtue. That's danger with no end in sight. And honestly, that's exactly why You can't heal when you're holding everyone else together. Your body only repairs, it only rebalances, it only comes back to itself when it feels safe enough to stop bracing and actually start restoring. But if you never let up, you are the one thing in your entire life that never gets a turn. Well, your body, it stays in survival mode, not for just a hard week or a rough month, but it stays there for years. Because being the person that everyone leans on is a weight that never lifts. So the body-led method, which is what I do, what I've coined, I call what that costs you the survival tax. Okay. So in the body-led method, that's the survival tax. It's so to keep holding everyone, your body, what it does is it borrows from tomorrow every single day. And the caretaking that you're most proud of is actually quietly running up your body's debt. So you cannot rest a wall you never take the weight off of. I'll say that again. You cannot rest a wall you never take the weight off of. And you haven't taken the weight off yourself in a very, very long time, I'm sure. Now, here's where I lose some of you. And I know it because I've watched it happen across my desk with my clients all the time. I say, okay, listen, Sarah, you've got to start putting yourself first. And something on the other side, like something for Sarah, for example, it just like tightens. Because underneath all of it, for so many women, sits a belief that they never say out loud. It's like, oh, I'm not worth the investment of taking the time or taking care of myself. And I've had women tell me those exact words. They didn't feel like they were worth taking the time to take care of themselves. Like their kids had to come first, or their spouse had to come first. Everyone else's needs were more real and more urgent than theirs. And they always believed that their needs could wait. If that's living somewhere inside of you, let me speak straight to that part of you, okay? Taking care of yourself is not taking something from the people that you love. That is a lie that keeps you stuck, okay? The truth, it actually runs the other way, because the depleted, running on empty version of you is not being the best thing that you have to give the people in your life. It's just not. And every day that you spend the last of your own, you're at the bottom, when every day that you're the last one, your body, it sinks deeper and deeper and deeper into a state that makes you less present for the very people that you're actually sacrificing yourself for. So prioritizing your own healing, it's not selfish. It may be the least selfish thing you ever do. And I want to tell you where the road leads if that wall never gets inspected. Because, you deserve honesty. So that survival tax, it keeps climbing. The body debt, it keeps compounding. And one day, the wall doesn't just crack, it gives. And the whole family feels it because everything really was resting on you. And I've watched women wait until their bodies have forced the issue. And I don't want that to happen for you, because let me tell you, it becomes pretty darn awful. Here's the other road though, okay? The way you finally let your body come out of survival mode, the day that you actually let someone take some of the weight, you don't lose the ability to care for the people you love. In fact, you get more of it back. More steadiness, more presence, more rested, more calm, more peaceful, more, coherent, more pleasant, right? The rested, solid version of you is a gift to every person leaning on that wall, every person in your life. And I know that if you've spent your whole life being the strong one, letting yourself matter can feel almost impossible. It's like cultural. It can feel like selfish or indulgent or like, dropping something that you're like supposed to be holding. But you were never meant to carry the entire house with a body that's running on empty. It's just not feasible. It's not the way that your body works. And the day that you decide that you're worth taking care of too, that is the day that you can finally start to come back to yourself. Not because you did one more thing for one more person, but because for once you did something for you. Helping women take the weight off their own nervous system, that's the whole heart of the body led method. If this landed, you guys, I want to give you a place to start that asks nothing. I don't want anything from you because I know your capacity is already spent. So I made a free 21-day nervous system calibration challenge for 3 weeks. I will send you 2 texts a day with a small things, like 30-second things to do, tiny resets that actually begin telling your body that it's finally safe to calm down, to calm down. And it's not another thing to add to your list. I promise. It's the smallest possible way for you to get started. And it's for you guys. Just go to go.thisisdrd.com/nervous system. And by the way, if you are thinking of other women in your life who need this, send this to them as well. And be sure to subscribe to our channel. This is Dr. D.